What's up, you guys? Another really good day for Tesla, sitting here at $235, and we have a lot to go through. It's been a couple of days since I made a video. I have been doing really well with my trading. We're going to go over my setup on Tesla, when I plan to go short, as well as what I've been doing recently. So I posted on my Twitter, which if you guys are not a part of the Twitter, you need to go follow. I've thrown out nearly, I think, 3 trades today alone. Each one of them was about a 30% return. That was on Google for free, Meta for free. There's a bunch of them. So go follow that and check out our Discord community if you guys aren't a part of it. That is also completely free. So let's start with the Tesla analysis, as we talked about. So I posted on Twitter weekly analysis and current short analysis. We have a solid bounce on Friday and closed over $230. I said I think that we can see Tesla continue to run to 250. From there, we have a ton of resistance, 2 bearish order blocks, and a big brick of volume that should slap this thing down up at that level. I'll be looking to go short at 255 to $260. So if we move over here and we take a look at the daily chart, this is going to be on Trading View. And what we're really going to be looking at here is going to be our 3 moving averages that I have on the screen. This yellow one is our 200 SMA. This thing is going to show us which direction the major trend is in. Then we have the 11 SMA, which is our shorter term trend line, and our 50 SMA, which is our medium trend line. The thing to notice here is that we've bounced off of this support level of 196, which we've been talking about for a while. We ended up having a very significant run of 25% in just the past 14 days. But we have seen a lot of resistance around this 240 level. Since breaking over this change of character of $220, now that we're over this level, the chance that we're going to bounce and continue to run back up to 250 or 255 is very high. That's the main reason why I just didn't end up going short. I wanted to go long last week when we pulled back to 226, but I decided that instead I would probably just end up waiting for the pullback to 222, which didn't occur. I do believe that we will probably see Tesla continue to rally this week up to 245 and about $250 to $260. So let's move over to TrendSpider, and we're going to watch now why I was talking about going short up around 260 specifically. So the first thing that you're going to notice here is that we obviously are still here in this trend. I'm actually going to move out to the weekly, but you're going to notice that we're still holding over the 200 SMA. We have this bullish order block that came in. But for all intensive purposes, Tesla's still trading to the upside. I don't think that shorting right now is a smart move. We're still trading in the uptrend. And to go against the trend is usually going to be foolish for most people unless you really know what you're doing. So looking here on these smaller time frame, getting off of the weekly, getting back to the daily, you're going to see that we have this inverted head and shoulders with a neckline at 224. We got the breakout on the neckline from 224, but the major target area that I'm looking to go short in is going to be 260 to 270. The reason for that is, number one, we have a lot of volume sitting here at 260. The volume profile is going to be this horizontal right side of your screen here, this horizontal blue bar. And what this is going to show is not just how many shares were brought in or brought out or traded for the day, but instead it's going to show you guys at what levels. And these levels, these areas, tend to be very big supports and very big resistances. You can see here, which I'll just go through and highlight very briefly, this level of 196 to 190, big brick of volume. This was our point of control, but big brick of volume, this will act as a support. Big brick of volume here, this will act as our resistance. So I'm expecting probably within the next week and a half, 2 weeks, a move on Tesla back up to $250 to $260. I will probably end up shorting around 260. And if Tesla does end up pulling back in the next couple of days, that would be amazing, because then we could end up going long down at about 222. And from here, I'd be looking to ride this up into the 260s and then go short. So Tesla's looking like we should continue to rally, but I don't necessarily know if entering long here at this moment is really worth it. We'll see if we end up getting this pullback into the next couple of days. Let's move over to black box stocks and let's take a look at all of the unusual flow that came through for the day so far. As you're going to see here on your screen, if we go over to the options section down at the bottom left, our bullish flow, which is the confirmed flow on the day, the high is NVIDIA with $86 million, which we will go over NVIDIA in this video because that thing is still continuing to run as we go into earnings. Second off is going to be Microsoft with 8.44 million. And then third is going to be J&J with 7.8 million. Confirmed bearish is going to be Tesla with 243 million bearish confirmed flow. We're going to go over all of that and actually look at the heat map in a moment, but this is very important. That is a pretty high number to be confirmed to the bear side. Now, most active puts is Tesla with 841 million, and then obviously most active calls is once again Nvidia. So one of the things that we talk about a lot here is most active calls and puts versus something that's going to actually be confirmed. This is a heat map here on your screen. And basically this is going to show all calls that expire in the next week, which is the C0 cell. C1 is all calls that expire next week. C2 is all that expire in the next 2 weeks. And obviously P0 expires this week. P1 expires next week. P2, 2 weeks plus. So we have a lot of unconfirmed flow that has come through. Basically, when an options flow comes through or a big options order comes through and it's not on the bid or it's not on the ask or it's not below the bid or below the ask or below the bid or I'm sorry, at the bid, then what we're going to end up seeing is a yellow sell here, which basically means we don't know if it was a buy or a sell. Someone could come in, they could trade $800 million worth of Tesla puts, but if they're selling cash secured puts like this individual here, who's selling a bunch of 237.50 covered or cash secured puts, that's a bullish position. You might read that as a bearish trade, a ton of puts coming in, but it could be bullish. And that's why the only thing that we really care about any day is going to be the most, not the most active, but the actual bearish confirmed and bullish confirmed flow, which we post over on our Discord community multiple times per day so that you guys will be able to get access to that information in real time as well. So overall, looking here, there's a lot of puts that are coming through in Tesla. A lot of these are unconfirmed, but it seems like we will probably see potentially a short-term pullback down to 218, 228, but none of this will actually deter me from thinking that Tesla will probably continue to run maybe up to 250, $252. Let's talk about the S&P 500 and triple Qs, because obviously, the S&P 500 has been absolutely ripping since we broke over $440. And if the S&P 500 continues to run, it's usually going to be a good sign that Tesla's going to run, especially now that we're getting catalysts of the Cybertruck. I think that there's a bunch of photos going through right now where it's actually sitting there inside of one of the stores. So if the market continues to rally, should bring Tesla along with it. I posted over on X, like I said, you guys should be following me, talking about this weekly chart setup here on the S&P 500 last week. We broke through this resistance level, which is extremely important. We pushed through this point of control here at $440, which is our highest level of volume on the volume profile. Very, very important level. And now that we're trading over this, we're moving up into this big area where we have these 86,000 phantom prints. I talked about this in our weekly newsletter. And now we should probably hit that level sometime this week. So I think that the max we'll probably see this week is up around 457.55, maybe $460, but I do think that overall we should continue to run into the next couple of months. What I've personally been doing, if you guys are a part of our private Discord community, which if you're not, you definitely should be. The link is in the description. It's the second link down there. Today alone, I'm up almost 20 grand, and you'll get access to all of those trades as well. But looking at this actual setup for the S&P 500, I think the market's going to continue to rally, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be super bullish, that I'm going to over leverage my account, that I'm going to take everything that I have into riding this wave. And it also doesn't mean that I'm going to go shorting. Right? There's nothing that's telling us to short right now, not on the S&P 500, not on QQQs, not on many individual stocks that are at least big stocks that you should be trading. For the most part, overall, we're really seeing the market in a very strong uptrend. If we look over at QQQs, this is the same exact situation, but actually this time with a massive cup and handle. The big cup forms here as we find the shallow bottom down here at 277, pushing back up. We see this big handle forming and then the breakout over resistance level. Once we see this type of movement here, a big bullish order block coming through, bouncing off of volume profile support, trending over the 11, trending over the 50, trending over the 200, pushing up into low volume areas. These are all signs, especially when put together, that we're going to break out and that we're going to see a continued run. Now, a bear or somebody who wants to short the market right now could be like, yeah, dude, but there's a big order block sitting up here. Maybe, no, like, yes, there's an order block, but besides that, absolutely nothing else is telling us to short the market right now. I've seen too many people lose their ass saying this can't continue to go up. This can't continue to go. Yes, it can. It shouldn't, but it definitely can. And you cannot trade that way. It's a very irresponsible way to trade, and I really wouldn't recommend doing it. So it's looking like the market's going to continue to run. Nvidia as well. Think how many people have lost their asses in the past couple of weeks shorting Nvidia because, quote, it can't continue to run. Obviously, it can. And even today, we're up again 2.33%. What was looking weak now broke through this order block. So if Nvidia holds over $500 and we have great earnings, this thing's going to run up into the 600s for sure. So please be careful. You do not have to go shorting Nvidia. You do not have to be focusing on trying to time the top on something. Like, just trade the trend, man. Like, your life would have been so much easier over the past couple of months, right? And this is our trading bot just trading the trend itself. But like, dude, even in the past couple of weeks, your life would have been so much easier trading with the trend. It would have been so much easier. So stick with the trend and continue that, right? I want to go through a couple of these positions that we called out here on our Discord community because they're going to be Google, they're going to be Meta, they're all going to be very important. And they're probably stocks that you guys are going to want me to look at anyway. So let's go through the analysis that we initially posted this morning here, talking about Google. So right before the market opened, I'll actually go over to my setup here because I like to use TradingView and I like to use TrendSpider depending upon what indicators I'm using and what time frames I'm trading. But you can see here that this is our initial post. I said trade and play. It's from this morning at 8:19 a.m. I said trend is very strong, trading overall SMAs on the 1 hour and the daily time frame. 1 hour has been on a solid run for the past couple of weeks. After this retracement back towards the 50 SMA, we have a great entry. Statistically, we have a 75% chance of making money here, and the uptrend does seem to be weakening, but we still will trade with what's in front of us. Take profit 141, stop loss 134.50. So if we move back over here, you're going to see that basically this is where we ended up having our open today. So we opened all the way down here at 135.38. So it's not like we got the worst price ever. We actually got in right down here. And what we did was we set our take profit up here, really between a higher high of like 139, but I'm really looking up into this 141.50 range. Stop loss was under the 50 SMA right here because the break of this 50 SMA and a hold under the 50 SMA is a very good chance that we're going to reject and that we will no longer really be trading with our most recent trend. So when we set our entry here, set our stop loss down here at about 135, we can allow this thing to bounce and now continue to run its way up. So when I posted this, right, we were trading at a very good level, got in exactly when I told everyone to get in. And then these contracts today were up about 22%, which is very, very solid. And I'm still in my Google position. I've closed a lot of my calls for big returns, which we can talk about here at the end. But I'm still holding a lot of calls just because the bullish trend is still in play. I'm not going to go against it, right? So this morning, 8:13, I say daily charts breaking structure and moving with the current trend. 1 hour is trading over all three SMAs and continuing with the trend. So you can see, guys, we're looking for very, very simple things here. Trading over all three SMAs, continuing with the overall trend, watching for break of structure, watching for a continuation. Our take profit is 341.50, stop loss 328, and I said the stop loss will be my break and hold below the 50 SMA. We come back over here. This was our entry right down here at 329. I'm sorry, that was Thursday. Back down here. So you can see we have this big push, big continued rally. We run right off the 11 SMA, moving up into our target area. Hit a little early, but still, even on that trade, like you're looking at a solid return. Contracts are up 50% this week. So very, 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 very solid. And then as far as my personal trading today, I can share with you guys actually I'll just share with you guys everything that I'm in at this point. It doesn't matter. So if you guys want to be part of our Discord community, you can go and sign up. The link is in the description for all of my trades. I will tell you guys that you should probably wait a day. I don't know if you guys are still here and you're waiting this long because we'll be doing a Black Friday sale, starting tomorrow. So if you've been waiting, you'll be able to get in for 90% off the first month. But like even at that, like 2 of these trades will pay for 10 years. So don't worry, right? It's $50 a month. But basically, these are the positions. So I'm still in Google, I'm up 45%. I'm still in AMD. I'm up on those, and I'm in Starbucks. But today, ended up closing out this Uber position for a $790 profit. I'm sorry, $920 profit, which, guys, once again, same situation, right? Uber, bull flag, breaking off the 11. Like, we try to trade the same easy shit that we trade day in and day out. Closed Mara for a $5,500 profit. So ended up closing, close to about $8,000 there. And then in our day trades alone, we ended up closing out a lot, close to about, I think, like $4,000 in profit today, just alone on our day trades. So a really, really solid day. And my biggest piece of advice I can give you guys is like, just continue to trade with the trend. Like don't go against the market. It doesn't mean that you have to be super levered. Like looking at me and where I currently am, like I'm trading with the trend, but I'm not levered to the gills. I don't have a ton of money in every single trade. I only have right now like 20% of my portfolio out because I know the market's probably going to continue to run, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to be shorting. Like I said, it doesn't mean that I need to be hitting massive returns. Like I'm up a lot of money this year. And if you're up a lot of money this year, focus on saving it, guys. Focus on saving your money. So I hope this video helped, guys. Thanks for all the support. If you want to get access to all my trades, all my live streams, all of our trading bots, like you guys can see, for instance, our trading bots this week, NVIDIA in the past couple of weeks, absolutely amazing. AMD has been killing it as well. Even DraftKings, Squarespace, go check it out. Link is in the description. Thanks for all the support. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.